classic rivalry in college football. The Scarlet and Gray against the Maize and Blue. Two diametrically opposed programs who will meet again to continue a rivalry that has had everything from Heisman statements to pepper spray at midfield. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. So the Ohio State Buckeyes offense will go to work first. The colors of the day were maize and blue when Michigan won a close one last year.
It was Ohio State leaving the stadium feeling blue after that one, too. The way that Michigan enforced their will late in that game. They were the most physical team when they needed to be, and David, they're going to have to do that again to pull out this W.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you're the coach at Ohio State and you won every game on your schedule, but you lose to Michigan, it's an unsuccessful year. So he's heard about it all season, and these players have too, and they'll be ready for some revenge.
Here's the pressure. He's got it. Makes the tackle at the 30 after he picked up 10. The Buckeyes racing to the line in a hurry-up.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that first down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Harris back to pass. Makes the grab. And he's almost to that first down marker there, saying he's a little bit short. They might want to bring out the sticks and measure, but it looks as if he'll be just short of the first down. Gives it on the option. All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the first down.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
They get him out of bounds. Couple of yards short of midfield. They'll mark it at the 48, and this offense is rolling. He'll keep it himself. Stopped in the backfield. He's going to lose 3 yards on the play. And the Buckeyes will call on their punt team. Getting our first look of the afternoon at the punter. Able to get the first one of the day away. They did have to send him out 3 times in that victory last week. Cover guys do their job, and they get him stopped at the 22-yard line. So Michigan's offense will go to work for the first time today. Last time we saw these guys, they came out firing. They were up to any challenge offered by the secondary. Any suggestions on how to prevent that from happening again this week, David?
And it's tough to have that great of a QB and that great of a wide receiver, but you definitely have...
Brings into the open. Really good job by everybody there. Well blocked, good run, and a first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. They're going to ride this running back. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a first down.
I love this guy because he brings a physicality to this Michigan offense. Bo Schembechler would have loved this guy. He would have loved to jog a few extra tight ends on the field, get the QB under center, student body right, and give this guy the football. He would have fit in perfectly with his running style. Man, he is hard to bring down.
The Wolverines will have it first and 10. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Great job by the defense. Everybody firing off the ball, hitting their guys, holding their gaps, running to the football, nowhere to go.
This crowd, full throat, splitting the eardrums and letting them know it's going to be a long day. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The horseshoe is rocking, trying to help their defense on third down. Complete. The stop is made right at the 36-yard line. The defense coming up big on third down. On On 4th and 7, analytics, gut feel, or maybe just wanting to keep the offense out there. They'll go for it. He unleashes a long one. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a first down. Defense is there to make the stop, but he's got the first down, and they'll have it 1st and goal at the 6. They ripped off a huge chunk, and now a little chunk is needed to pay it off. They'll run it on 1st and goal. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
Really good defense. You know, you're trying to stay as close as you can to all these targets, and most importantly, those open field tackles and get...
And he strides his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Wolverines. Getting ready for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. We've reached the end of the period, and Michigan has the lead. Guys, let's have a look at the stats as we've played 1 period. Kickoff team is on the field, and we're ready to get this one underway. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Wide receiver going in motion. Harris will throw. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. The Buckeyes are in the hurry-up. From the gun, running back gets the give. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10. The Buckeyes may be leaders in the modern game, but this has an old-school, vintage Buckeye feel to it when they move the ball on the ground.
And Ohio State's done it year after year, and it's player after player, but this university recruits at such an elite level. They find dudes, and it's easy to run the football when you've got some dudes.
To the air on 1st down. Finds his man. It's Thompson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. Working the middle. Now he's got it all the way down to the 21-yard line, and they are on 1st down.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. Just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now and get ready for another one.
Intercepted deep in his own end. He's brought down. A short return to the defense. Comes out on top with a pick.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
The give to the right. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Stopping the run is about physicality. It's about I'm bigger than you, I'm stronger than you up front. Really nice job by the defense, showing their strength, bowing up, stuffing the run.
Just wanted to find a little space to run and ekes out some to get it up to the 21. And the Wolverines come to the line on 3rd and short, trying to convert here. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
The Wolverines getting set on 1st and 10. They'll try the run. Got enough for the first, and he's still going. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. And the Wolverines are marching down the field. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle. It's Merritt. Knocked down immediately, but a big gain down to the 45. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Power football with the run.
And defensively,
What's up, fellas?
things is stopping the run.
Not much on Ken. How you?
That was too easy for this offense. You can't give up 5 and 6 yards a pop on the ground.
Not for you. What's up, Sauce?
Recipe for disaster. They got to be more physical. Get off the ball. Get downhill faster.
Found a seam. The chunk plays that they love, and he takes it all the way down to the 10. The Wolverines didn't start this drive with great field position, but they have moved methodically down the field. Using the quick game. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's third best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
Second down, he'll throw it. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. The terrain gets rough this deep in the red zone. Third down, they can't pick up the
What you doing, Uncle Ken?
There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Out of the
Oh,
gun
okay.
to give to the back. Hard running there. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They're happy enough to try to take the points as the field goal unit heads out. And it slips just inside that right upright. And that will extend their lead even further.
Hey, listen, y'all know in the booth and everywhere how I feel about kickers. Don't always love leaving it on their foot, so to speak, but nice job executing. He keeps doing stuff like that. I'll keep trotting him out there.
Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. They'll run the RPO and pull it right. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34. Harris back to pass. On over the middle, it's Thompson. Major gaps in that defense, and he got loose, and they finally knock him down at the 41. Looking to throw on first down. Fires downfield. Finds a man in the middle. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. Bought a little time, lets it go. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Looking to go up top in times, running out in the half. He's got the tight end. They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. The Buckeyes are threatening in the red zone. Wants to go up top on first down. And he'll chuck that one away and save the down. Nobody was able to get open. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. And the Buckeyes will kick it away to crank up the second half. And he's going to try to return this one. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. So here comes the Michigan offense. They got plenty done through the air in the first half, and we'll see if they even need to look for balance as we start the third quarter.
Well, and I think defensively, you understand, like the running game isn't a big part of the plan. I wonder how they adjust and play more coverage to this pass-happy offense.
Yeah, so you're going to have to be ready if you're a quarterback, then. You're probably going to see some different coverages. You might see a little bit more blitz in the second half as well, so you have to know where your answers are.
Hang on, Swoopy. The Buckeye sure they earn their letter. That's a perfect example of not settling for a fair catch. Pick up whatever yardage you can and help out the offense. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They haven't really been able to light up this scoreboard, but putting points up would be huge here. Really putting together a threat now. They get the first. It's at the 37.
Offenses love the explosive plays through the air, pushing the ball down the field. And look at this. Sometimes it creates some momentum, and you want to capitalize. So you go get on the ball and get ready to run some no-huddle.
The Buckeyes come to the line in the hurry-up. Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. They'll move the tight end. Harris will throw. He's got him. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer.
You just can't hit the quarterback like that. The defender got caught red-handed. And guys, bringing the heat is what any defense is about, but you have to stop short of making that official reach for his flag. Trying to barrel in. Into the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes. They score for the big fella here. Why are tight ends so effective in the red zone?
Well, these aren't the guys that are going to burn by you and go for 70 most of the time, but when you can use their big-bodied frames, threaten them to run the football, be a blocker in the running game, and now you slip them in the secondary, make that big play.
He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They'll leave it with him. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. The Wolverines can play this second down a lot of ways with just a few yards to go. This freshman makes the stop after a short gain.
That's why it's so important to have success on first and second down.
Hold on.
Trust your line to get the job done. The running back does his. And now with the positive play, you're setting up third and inches.
Third and inches, everybody knows what's coming, but it's so dang hard to stop it. You better get penetration with that defensive line. They didn't do a good enough job. Running back falls through and
Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. And the Wolverines.
Let's go.
Long way to go after the loss on the last play. Flushed out of the pocket. Slithers into space. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Almost intercepted, and what a momentum swing that could have been, but they still force a fourth down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. He wants to go deep. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. Desperately wanted to convert on fourth down, but couldn't do it. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, another incompletion, and you can see the frustration building, but you got to give the defense credit. They came into this one knowing no one was giving them a shot because of their record, because of what their stats are on paper. But
makes the catch. Touchdown, Ohio State. And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half.
quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Not much doing there. He gets it to the 26, a gain of 1.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Wide receiver comes in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. He stopped at the 48, a pickup of 10 on the play. The Wolverines have it with a 1st and 10. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. After picking up a couple at 2nd and 8. The play action fake. And the quarterback will be slowed down back at the 43.
Well, this offense keeps giving up sacks, and they keep finding themselves in situations like this, 3rd and long right now. They don't have many points in this game, and this is a big reason why. It's hard to score if you don't keep the 3rd downs manageable. So moving forward, whether it's running the football on 1st and 2nd or throwing short passes earlier in the drives, they've got to change things up because taking sacks like this is killing this offense.
Pressure coming. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line. And talk about spreading the ball around, everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. They'll go back to work with a 1st down in the final period. He's got it on the right. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. He's finally shoved out of bounds at the 23-yard line, and a big pickup on that one.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is what got this team in this position to win this game. Aggressive offense, taking shots. Here we are in the 4th quarter. They've got the lead. Why stop now?
The Buckeyes headed quickly to the line. Off play action. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? Looking for more room. He's at the 40. At the 20. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Michigan.
So much pressure on this defense just to get a stop on this drive. They were trailing, but after that turn of events and the interception, they've now got the lead. Now remember, they're going to have to come right back on the field. They've got to be able to refocus themselves, but what a play.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can pull this one out. Breaks free in the middle. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. Look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Harris back to pass. Fires complete on the crosser. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the 1st down. Second and short, maybe looking for a shot. Right on the money. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Rides the back and leaves it on the option. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. Trying play action. And that pass will be jarred loose on 2nd down. That brings up 3rd down. We'll see if the offense can move the chains after that incompletion. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. This game will come down to this. A field goal try to save them. Absolutely perfect. Guys, we have a tie ball game here in the 4th.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. shotgun. Got enough for the first. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. And the Wolverines, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. They'll ride the hot hand. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. A touch out of field goal range. They need to pick up yards quickly on third down. To the ground to try to move the chains. He gets it oh so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to be a touch short. A tie game here late, and they do not want to give up this football. They'll go for it on fourth down. The Wolverines are flying down the field. They'll leave it with the lone back. Didn't get much done on that run. He'll fight his way out and maybe pick up a yard. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Fires to the big fella. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Hoping to help their kicker out with a few yards on third down, because from here, it would be a 58-yarder. It's complete. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line. The clock has stopped, and we've reached the 2-minute timeout. And the Wolverines with the 1st and 10. Running back searching for a hole. We'll give him a couple on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
That one came in hot, and it's incomplete.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And they're able to shove him to the turf as they stop him for a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that...
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Timeout is called, and it's the defense wanting to make sure that everyone's on the same page for this big down. Can't make the play on the interception, and man, they were looking for their first pick of the game. Instead, it'll be 4th down. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
Well, the offense and special teams did their job, right? Here late in the 4th quarter, they put themselves now in position to win this game. It all comes down to the defense. Can they deliver? If they get the stop, they win this game.
Harris will throw. Sets up the screen. Plows through the defense. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. 2nd down, clock's running. Snagged in the middle, it's Thompson. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground covered. Pick up the first. Makes the catch, it's Thompson. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. On 4th down, going to the air. Here's a throw downfield late. Can't you need.